All right, so there is a movement that not a lot of people know about, and many people will deny exist. A movement of black supremacy. Now, I've mentioned to people that there is people that are black supremacists, and the response from black people is always that can't be. Black people can never be supreme because they look at it as that there's not enough black people to rule over the world. But what they fail to realize is that the definition of black supremacy is just a person who sees the black race as superior. That's all that it is. So if there's black people that they feel black people are superior to all other races, then those are black supremacists. That's what it is. And in the same sense, if a person is white and then feels that white people are superior to all other races, then they would be a white supremacist, and so on and so forth, maybe Hispanic supremacists, and etc., however you want to label it. Now, I will go on record and state, because I realize that certain people need to hear me say it. I'm a bald-headed white man, so and I'm criticizing black people. So the immediate response from that is going to be that I'm a racist or a white supremacist. So I'll state clearly, I'm not a white supremacist. Now, and I'm not a racist. And I will say that if I was, I would tell you, I do not in any way fear any person. I'm not ashamed of who I am. If I was a white supremacist, I would tell you I was a white supremacist. I'm not afraid of anyone. So that's not the case. I don't dislike any person because of the color of their skin. As I said before, I grew up in a predominantly black city. I had a lot of black friends growing up. To me, skin tone is nothing but an adaptation to environment. That's all that it is. You know, we evolved. Some people's skin evolved to their environment, and that's the reason why we have different colored skin. It has nothing to do with anything else. All behavior is learned. That's my stance. This video right here, this is going to show what black supremacy is. And I strongly oppose it. I will stand against it. If people call me racist for standing against this, well, then you can call me racist, because this shit is not going to be tolerated.
To their own children. Right. So now, your kings are going to be our nursing father. This is a prophecy. Read. And their queens, the nursing mothers. And your queen is going to nurse us. We're going to switch roles in the future. That's what this is prophecy of. Right. Read. They shall bow down. They shall what? 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 They shall bow down. Now, to really prove that you love black people, you standing in the presence of many prophets. And if you really love black people, you would do exactly what the scripture says. They shall do what? They shall bow down.
So what if I told black people that they have to bow down to me because I am their superior? Oh boy, that wouldn't go over too good. That wouldn't go over well at all. And I imagine that what I want to hear other black people say is I want to hear black people condemn this. Now, I can only speak from my experiences, and this is what gets me. You know, I go to work every day. I work with black guys every day. You know, we're just people. We're all just people. A person's skin color doesn't make them fucking different. I swear on my life, it's so fucking stupid to think that anybody's life is different because of their skin. I don't care how dark your tan is. You're not fucking different. We're all the same. Why can't people understand that? But, anyhow, yeah, I mean, this is insane. This is black supremacy, and it has to be opposed. And I know this is only one video and one channel on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description. But you got to understand, I have talked to many black people over the years, and there are a lot of them that feel this way. Of course, not everyday people that you're going to run into, but throughout the world, there are many. Yeah.
Bow down, all right. It's going to tell you how to bow down. Go ahead. To thee, right? With their face toward the earth. Now, that's how you got to bow down. So now that you can't do it from there. You got to do it up here. You understand? You got to come up here. If you really prove that you love black people, we're not asking you to go, you know what I'm saying, empty your bank account or sell drugs or you understand, or do nothing unlawful. And then we're going to prove today, if you really love black people, read and lick up the dust of thy feet. Now, you know what that means? Now, not your feet, our feet. Well, not yet. I'm not saying you got to lick the dust of my feet. I'm saying I'm going to give you one better. I'm going to just say you got to kiss my boot. That's all. Now, if you do that, you will be following the Lord's prophecy.
I'm not saying you gotta lick my feet. I'm just saying you gotta kiss my boots. Why? Because he's black and she's white. And people, this is the craziest thing to me. There are people that will be upset with me for opposing this because I'm white, and white people need to shut up. Well, I'm never going to shut up. Here's the thing. I'm going to continue to speak out, and if people call me racist for that, then they're just going to call me racist. But I'm going to do what I think is right. And this is wrong, and it needs strong opposition. These people right here need to be stopped.
And in that day, when white people are standing for judgment before the Lord, you're going to receive mercy. So are you willing to do that? Right. Officer Yahweh, come get the boot kiss. Yeah, this we do everything in rank order. Most high in Christ. That's right. Most high in Christ. Officer McGunn next. You understand? Officer Lahab. Of course, we shine all our boots before coming to camp. Officer Lahab. Officer Zion. Ayah Zahab. Come. You understand? Keep going. Troopers, come on up. Line up. Come and get this boot kiss. You understand? Come and get saluted. You understand?
I don't really know how the copyright strikes work. I just know that I can't play too much of the video. So I gotta stop every little bit and give a little commentary. So these people here, they need to be opposed. No person should kiss another person's boots. I'm not religious. I don't believe in God. A lot of people say you don't bow down to no man but God. I say you don't bow down to anyone. That's me. I don't believe in gods. But this is terrible. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit.
Come and get saluted. Come on. Really, get away. Get this white lady a hand. You understand? Give her a hand. You understand? You deserve it, Mr. White Lady. You know what I'm saying? You
probably I have to imagine that the people that are going along with this were planted there. Normal people would not do that. There's no way. Like I said, I'll leave a link to this video in the description. But these people, these Israeli, whatever, they are calling for white slaves. They say that white people need to be their slaves. So, and they have actually people that are fucking stupid enough to do it.
Man, come on up. That's it. That's all I had to prove, man. Hey, keep bringing it out, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's the end of the video. I didn't know. I watched the first part of it, but I wanted to get to the boot kissing part. I'm gonna do more videos covering these black Israelis, because this is something that needs to have attention called to it. And I don't have a big platform or anything, but I just cover the topics and the issues that really tug at me. And I think that it is really important to oppose this. And I feel like the best person that there is to come out and strongly oppose this is a bald-headed white man, because that is really going to trigger people and make people mad. Well, this is something that people need to get mad about. This is the thing. Being white doesn't mean you're racist. Having a bald head doesn't mean you're racist. Criticizing black people does not mean you are racist. People are just people. Having a darker skin doesn't mean that you are excused from doing terrible things. It doesn't mean that you are excused from criticism. I don't really understand why society caters to black people the way that they do, but there's something behind it. I think that they have an agenda. I don't really know what it is. And I want to say something. I'm a big, I guess you could say, fan of Martin Luther King, because I think he was an amazing person, and I think that he changed the world. I think he did that because he was rooted and grounded in morality. And believe it or not, I'm also a fan of Malcolm X. I've listened to several lectures from Malcolm X. I believe that he was a very brilliant person. And my opinion on Malcolm X, even though I've listened to several hours of his lectures, I haven't listened to all of his lectures, but I wouldn't say that Malcolm was a racist. I just don't think that he was. Maybe he was, and it's possible he was, and I just never heard anything that he said that was racist or black supremacist. Most of the things that I've heard him say were just talking about equality. And what decent person has a problem with equality? So, those from the civil rights movement of the 1960s, there were great strides made for the black people. And it's true that black people once upon a time in this country were treated very badly, but I'm 40 years old, and no black people my age or my parents' age were treated any differently or any worse in society. There has been no oppression of black people throughout my lifetime. I grew up in a city called Belglade, and I grew up there with a lot of black people that that turned out to be very, very successful people. Very successful. As a matter of fact, most people that I know, that I grew up with, are successful people. They've turned out very, very well. One friend of mine, childhood friend of mine, is a millionaire, has a mansion on the beach. He's a black guy. We grew up together. His family didn't have money. He wasn't rich. His dad was a pastor. They didn't have money. He's a millionaire. And, you know, he's a good guy too. He's a great person. So, you know, this whole idea that black people are oppressed in America today, no, they're not. You know, I can only speak from what I see. And maybe it's because I grew up in such a diverse area. I've never in my life lived in a neighborhood that there wasn't black people in. Never. I've always lived in a neighborhood that's been diverse. The neighborhood that I live in now is a very good neighborhood. I can leave my doors unlocked here. Okay, there's several black people live in this neighborhood, several Hispanic people, several white people. We're all just working class people. We work together. We live together. My entire life, I have been equal with all people. I've never seen it any differently. And so I can only speak from my experiences. People tell me it's not like that. Well, you got to speak for yourself and I got to speak for myself, because I can't talk about experiences I don't have. And one last thing that I'll say, I do not believe for 1 second that having darker skin makes your life harder, because many of the black people that I know that I've grown up with have had better lives than I've had. I've had a tough life. I've struggled a lot. Okay. Of all the black friends that I have, that I know, I'm the only one of them that's been beaten by the police. I'm white. Of all my black friends, none of my black friends have been beat by the police, but I have. And on top of that, I didn't even commit a crime. I didn't even commit a crime. So, you know, anyway, this video has gone on quite a bit, so I'll end it. I want to say, love your country, not your government. Stand with your countrymen. Anarchy is freedom.